I wanted to provide a new outlook on relapse in recovery for everybody that was struggling with an addiction or just bad habits. Firstly, I need you to understand that I am just a guy that dealt with multiple addictions and mental health disorders for over 15 years and just managed to get control of his life on his own. I am not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, and I did not go to school for this. I'm here hoping to provide an alternative to help the people that are like me and went to therapy hearing the same stuff from a doctor that went to school to learn something rather than going through it themselves and just continued to hear the same thing over and over again. I did what I did on my own, learning the science behind the human brain and a little other research because I got sick of where my life was. I need you to keep a very open mind during this video because I'm going to be very honest and say what you need to hear. Things that can be taken the wrong way without actually watching the entire video to understand what I am saying. A relapse is an experience showing you that you need to stop trying to get rid of something that will always be with you. You have already overcome whatever it is that you were struggling with. If you are experiencing a relapse, you now need to be self-conscious, understand and accept that you are who you are now, not who you used to be. You already took control of the addiction, so stop mentally draining yourself with stress, obsessive thoughts, and trying to get rid of something that you cannot get rid of. Live and enjoy life. Stop fighting it. Or in other words, if you start thinking about your addiction or have a relapse, simply say fuck you to it and just simply move on. Nobody in this world is perfect, so you had a setback. Say fuck it and simply move on. That is all that you need to do. You don't need to be obsessing about it, thinking about it, or trying to get rid of it. All it is a different experience that you experienced in your life. If you don't like the experience, then do not do it again, which may sound hard at the moment if you are struggling, and I know that's much easier said than done. But nothing in life is easy. It's a fact that nothing in life is easy, period. Things that seem easy to you is because you have repeatedly done it over and over again, which is exactly what an addiction is. It seems easy because you have repeatedly done it over and over again. You have created a bad habit in your mind. I want you to think about trying to forget how to read when you already know how to read. It's impossible. So if you don't like reading, then you do not have to do it. It is a choice, a hard choice, because a lot of life involves reading. So since it's impossible to unlearn something like that, you make a choice not to read books and only read when you need to. The process of trying to unlearn reading isn't possible. It's impossible. Just like getting rid of an addictive mind. You cannot get rid of the addiction or whatever it is that you're struggling with. All you need to do is control it. You cannot get rid of it. You just need to take control of it, which if you are experiencing a relapse, then you have already done this. 2 people own a company. One has 49% of that company and the other has 51% of that company. The person with 51% has control of everything that business does. So if you can get to 51%, you're golden. If you're not there, that is perfectly fine. Nothing is instant, and recovery is something that takes a really long time. It's crazy how one person making one statement one time can change someone's perception of an addiction or something that they struggle with. Science has proven that there are 2 parts to our brain, the self-conscious part and the unconscious part. All of your bad habits and addictions are held in the unconscious part of your brain, in the back, the animal brain, the lizard brain. And then you have your frontal cortex which is you being conscious of everything that you're doing. I am consciously choosing to move my finger. I'm consciously choosing to make this video for you guys. The reason that this statement is so powerful is because it consciously makes you aware of the unconscious, those annoying thoughts, those annoying habits, bad or good, it does not matter. Addictions, cravings, hunger, pain, your want for sex, etc. Those are all part of your animal brain. In other terms, every person on this planet has two parts to themselves, a conscious part and an unconscious part. A quick example of something unconscious is someone about to punch you in the face and you moving your head back to try to avoid the beating. You didn't think of moving your head back, you just did it without thinking about it. I want to say that every person is different. What I am saying is what helped me personally. We all need to learn and adapt as well as make adjustments, but take in what I am saying. For me, on a personal level, it was one statement from one person that made a difference for me, both when I started recovery and when I experienced a relapse. When I had my relapse, it was consistently thinking about it and trying to get rid of something that I cannot get rid of. When I first started the recovery process, it was me learning about the human brain, the animal part of your brain, which carries all of the just things you immediately do, basically, bad habits, addictions, that kind of stuff. And then you have the frontal cortex, which is the conscious part. Those two things are what helped me both times. What I'm about to say may upset you, and it may piss a lot of you off, and it may make you rethink life in and of itself. But let's be honest, how often? How often is the truth what you want to hear if you are an addict? First, I need to explain this. What is consciousness? To be conscious means you are aware and responding to one's surroundings, or in other words, you're awake. Everything that you do when you're awake is a conscious thing. Everything, every single thing that you have ever done throughout your entire life, you have been conscious of. So here it is. Name one time that you have done something and not been conscious. If you don't believe me, think about that. Your feelings do not exist. Your emotions do not exist. Your cravings, your addictions do not exist. They don't exist. Is that easier said than done? Yes, it is. Science is something pretty crazy, and a lot of you guys that are struggling with an addiction should probably start learning about the human brain. I guarantee you that that will help significantly. The conscious brain has control over your unconscious brain, but people that have an addiction may not know this, and it makes it a freaking nightmare to overcome and take control of it. The next time that you get a craving, separate the front part of your brain, the conscious part, from your unconscious part. Be aware. And the first time you do this, it may not work for you. You know, we all are going to be starting from different positions, but that is how an addiction works. I'm doing these videos to hopefully bring knowledge to anybody that may just need to better understand what's happening with them. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a doctor, not a therapist, didn't go to school for this, but I am somebody that struggled with addictions and multiple mental health disorders for over 15 freaking years. And those two statements, the unconscious, conscious, you're probably going to need to look into it a little bit. It's not going to immediately kick into you unless you do your research about the unconscious and conscious part of your brain. That was how I started recovery after 15 freaking years That's what helped. Then I had my relapse. And when my car was stolen, was supposed to be going to get wrapped, I had my relapse and I kept beating myself up because I felt like I was letting everybody down after doing well for an entire year. After doing well for an entire year, I did a lot during that time, and like I made videos on a lot of the stuff that I was doing. So all of that is like recorded and journaled pretty much. And then I had my relapse, and like I said, dude, I was in a relapse for about 3 months. And one person, I know I'm hoping that you're watching this, Mark. I know you guys know who Mark is, the guy that's, we're wrapping the car with now. He told me that I already overcame it and I have to stop trying to get rid of it, because that is what I was doing. I kept beating myself up every single time. I would start thinking about it, obsessing about it, trying to get through this day to get through the next day. And I want you guys to know that those 15 years was a daily thing for me. 15 years. Daily. Even when I was in rehab, even when I was in inpatient programs, even when I was in the hospital, even when I was in residential centers, all of that stuff. Every single day. Because I didn't want to get better. After 15 years, hearing that about your brain, and I apologize that I'm going on and on here, guys, but I really need you to understand that you should go and look up the brain. I won't talk about that anymore. The vlogs aren't going to be going anywhere. They're just not going to be as frequent, and that's why I'm making this video, is because I don't want to leave you guys without any motivation. I don't want to leave you guys without any self-improvement, and I don't want to leave any of you without something that, I've thought a lot about this, and my purpose after everything that I have done is to make a positive impact on each of your lives that are watching this. And that's what I'm going to do. Because it takes one person saying one thing one time, and you're immediately rethinking everything about life. So I do want to do more of these videos. And I really hope that even if you're not addicted to, heroin, cocaine, bulimia, anorexia, it doesn't matter what it is. I hope that you can learn, it's crazy, man. It is. It is. It's so crazy that those two things, the statement from Mark about me not needing to get rid of something because I already had control of it. You will never get rid of it. You just need to realize, accept, and take control back. The 51%. And then when I first started recovery was the brain. After 15 years, dude, non-stop therapy, over and over and over again, same thing every single time I went there. But yeah, man, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I really do hope that you guys learned something from it. As always, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, and leaving a like is always appreciated if you did enjoy this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Keep moving forward, man.